Hi, today I thought we'd take a look at a little project I completed recently. It's the SKB Footnote. It's a little amplifier with a power supply for pedals as well, kind of built into the to this little amp setup. And this was made essentially for a pedal board that SKB had put out a number of years ago. And it was kind of a cool concept. It had this little amp and a speaker built into the pedal board. And so basically it's the amplifier is just this section here up here. And it was built into a pedal board, and so you could plug your guitar in and have an amplifier and a speaker all built into your pedal board. So just for practicing or whatever, you didn't have to plug in a big amplifier and other speakers and stuff. But apparently that wasn't a very successful product, and it sounds like they had a lot of these units left over afterwards. So Parts Express has been selling these for a number of years, and I don't remember what the starting price was, but in 2020, maybe 2019, you can get these things really cheap, and I think I paid like $12 or something like that for this. And it's kind of a cool concept because it has the amplifier built in. It's pretty low wattage. It's just a few watts. You could plug your speakers into this as well. It's a 9-volt power supply. This has a 9-volt DC input on it. And basically, I guess it just goes through and powers your pedals. You would have to get some special cables for that. And I don't know if the pedal board came with those or not, but it's available. So I bought this, and I just wanted something just like to do quick tests on various audio equipment or stereos or whatever I happen to have. And I thought this would be a perfect little unit. It's small, it has a small footprint, and you can build these as small as you want. And I built it about as small as I thought was feasible, basically as wide as the plate of the amplifier. And I have enough room. I believe I could squeeze a 6-inch speaker in there if I so chose to later down the road. Right now it's like a 4-inch. It's one of the drivers. It's out of I think it's a 4-inch, 4.5-inch driver from a PowerWorks PA speaker system. I happen to have one of those left over, and I think it sounds all right for what this is, but you could put any number of speakers on this, and I think what we'll do is actually listen to it with just my little speaker here, and then also we can plug this into another 4-ohm speaker, external speaker, and see what that sounds like as well. It's got some different functions on it. Here's the on-off switch. You got the external speaker if you want to hook that up. It's got a line out, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure how that fits into the signal chain. You can turn your speaker on and off, so if you're using an external speaker, you can turn that off. It's got a headphone out. It's got a cable tester, so you can connect 2 1/4-inch input or 2 1/4-inch connectors on there and see if your cable's any good. Probably some use with that. You've got your treble, bass, and volume, which do what they do. And then you've got input over here, and you have both a 1/4-inch jack for pedal guitar and an aux jack. And I've had some problems with this aux jack using a 1/4-inch input, so I used to use an adapter, and that's what I've been using to plug in my audio equipment. I've actually did a video on a drum machine where I actually plugged those into this thing just to get some sound going so I could hear it while I was recording. Baltic birch cabinet. I just built it as small as I thought would be reasonable and still look decent. So it's got not very deep, just about I don't know if that's 6 inches, about 4.5 inches, something like that. And then the back is all sealed. Now, originally I was going to have a plug, like a computer, like the universal standard plug, where you'd have that there and be able to plug in a 3-prong cord, and then have the power supply built into it. That didn't work out as well as I'd hoped, so I just kind of backtracked on that and just will be using a external power supply to the front. Now down the road you could actually have some choices here. You could actually, when you open this up, I'm not going to open this up to show you the guts of it, but you can actually wire this to be battery powered as well, which I thought was kind of a cool option if you feel like doing that. But default is going to be having a wire going to this, or your power going to this. And if you open it up and get in there, you can see it's real simple to wire for a battery if you wanted to do that as well. Cool little project. So let's take let's listen to a few things on it with both the internal speaker and with an external speaker or two. Okay, we're going to do a quick sound comparison between the but the little teeny speaker that's in here. I guess it's a 4.5-inch full range speaker from and then I've got a 12-inch chrome back guitar speaker. That's the VHT style, and that's an open back cabinet, just to kind of compare them. I'll be playing my Squier Starcaster, which is an awesome guitar if you ever get a chance to play one. Okay, let's just go through the various pickups just so you can kind of see what they sound like. So first we'll start on the just the bridge pickup. And that was the neck. Okay, let's switch over to the other. So now this will be the 12-inch. So I'm playing kind of quiet. I didn't want to distort this, and when you crank this little guy up, I mean, it's digital distortion, so it sounds really bad. Anyway, so really the purpose of this is just a little practice amp. Okay, so it's a fun little amp. It's something to play around with, and it's portable. It is, you could hook it up to battery power. I elected not to do that because I usually use it around the house somewhere. Even when I was rebuilding my computer and I had my main sounds, my main computer sound down and everything because I was rebuilding the whole system, I actually used this as my computer speaker as well. So it's handy to use for little projects. And I wanted a little, like a test bench to use on my workbench as I work on certain equipment that I can just quickly plug it into this and not have to fire up a tube amp or whatever it is, even if I'm testing like a TV or a CD player or something. It gives you a tool that's, pretty small and lightweight. I did have to build the case, obviously, and you can be creative in whatever you want to do there. I just basically built it like a small combo amp, just basically the width of the footnote itself, and then the depth. Let's get that out of the way. And then pretty much just the depth of the footnote, which probably goes back about to there. So I guess it's actually I think it's about 3 inches deep, something like that. So I hope you enjoyed this little video about this footnote. It was kind of a fun project. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please subscribe. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching.